Mr. Hughes in particular, he remembers what it was like prior to the Great Society of Living Baines Johnson. I remember when the bill was passed in '65, my grandfather got up, turned off the TV and said, "This is the beginning of the end." He had a third grade education born in 1901, one of the smartest men I ever knew. He'd already run the math and knew that it was unsustainable at that point. He said, "This is the beginning of the end. It's just going to be propped up from here on out." And he was pretty much right. So we saw the transition of people going from the faith-based outreach programs to help communities to where people became, they stopped depending on God and they started depending on government. So we've seen the whole scenario. Young people, they can't understand what we're talking about because they haven't witnessed what we've seen. That's why I think the faith base is going to have to, and there's going to have to be language done into law to where you can't sue these people if they want to talk to you about God while they're handing you out groceries and clothes.
And that's kind of like the discussion we had earlier when you was talking about the school board and things. And I appreciate you staying. You sound like you're doing a great job. We're talking about, you was talking about earlier, talking about taking prayer out of school and stuff, where people at that time refused to take a stand, and now look where we're at. I think we're at another turning point in our nation right now where we got to decide if we're going to take a stand to make a change in Washington, D.C., to make a change in our state, make a change in our community, and make changes in our homes. There's a lot of broken homes. Our nation is built for the homes. Tony Evans, a pastor one time at the Promise Keepers Conference, as we talked about, said, if you don't have God in your home, then you're not going to have God in your community. If you don't have God in your community, you're not going to have God in your city. If you don't have it in your city, you're not going to have it in your state. If you don't have it in your state, you're not going to have it in your nation. And that's where we've come to. And we need to reverse that trend, and we need to take a stand right now and make sure that we are sending people to Washington, D.C. that we do have confidence in, and that we do have trust in, that's going to do the will of the 14th people. Because y'all aren't the only ones in the 14th district that have told me this or even asked these questions. And it's the 14th, it's the people of 14th district's chance right now coming up in 2016. Who they want to elect? They want to elect someone that and I'm not saying to boast. I am honest. I don't steal from work. If somebody asks me what's going on, if I know it's going to, even if it's going to get me in trouble, I still tell the truth. But I feel like I'm a man of integrity and a man of honesty and a man that y'all can trust to do the job. Now, Tom's already got a track record, a voting record. He might have the most conservative rating from now till the primaries because he knows he's got an opponent that's standing up and telling people the truth. But he's got a record we can go back and look on, and he's got a record that says we can't trust you with our votes because we asked you to vote this way, but you voted the other way. So we want to send him back again with somebody that's violated our trust when it comes to making votes, or do we want to send someone new that's an outsider, that's not a politician, that does understand the people of the 14th district and has been around in the 14th district for we have been in the district for 35 years, but have been in this area for 35 years. I've been through, I think, 7th, 11th, and now we're the 14th. So I've seen a lot of politicians come and go. But I had one guy in Memorial Day service in Rome. He said, and I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this, but he's a KG veteran, a Purple Heart recipient. And he said, "I want to know if I vote for you, do you have a parent?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I do." And I said, and he said, "Well, that's what we need. We need some men that'll go up there and stand for what's right, and stand for Republican principles, to stand for constitutional principles, to stand on conservative principles, to get this country turned around. Because we got too many that come down here to these events and make all these promises and go to Washington, D.C. and do totally different." And I'll give you my word today, I am not that guy. I am a guy, what I'm telling you right now, when I go to D.C., I'll go up there and I'll do exactly what I've told you I said I would do today. Because I want to be able to, if I tell you something and go to D.C. and do the opposite, I would not be able to lay my head down on my pillow at night and sleep. I would not be able to come back home and look at my wife and my kids in the face and say, I had a good week, I done what was right. I wouldn't be able to come back here to a Tea Party meeting or a GOP meeting and look y'all in the eye and the face and say, I did the right thing. I don't have to come down here and do damage control. I want to come down here and for y'all to be proud of the representative that you got, because he's doing the will of the people. Anybody else got a question or anything?
No, I think we talked about the veterans issues on the inside, so I
Yeah.
think you understand.
Yeah, I understand the
Where
veteran
we're
issues
coming
very
from.
well, very well. And like I said, I got a long history of military people. I've served in the military in my family, and they're all great Americans, great patriots, hard-working people, still hard-working till today. Some gone on, passed on to be with the Lord, such as my great uncle and my dad and my uncle, and so.
Well, see, I don't understand, because we went to the Concerned Veterans for America, the Vets on the Hill, back the last of April, and we met with all of our senators and representatives from the state of Georgia, because, and I'm dismayed and disappointed that we were told and were assured that the VA accountability, which is part of the choice care for veterans, to give them a choice. We were told and we were assured that these people would come on board with House Bill 1994. And while it has 40-something sponsors, you have Buddy Carter, you have Tom Price, you have Collins, I'm trying to think of the other, from Georgia, that's it.
Tom Brady, I don't know.
No, he's not the only one that assured us that he would come on as a co-sponsor. He did on the VA Accountability Act, and what House Bill 1994 does, it takes this to another level so we can get this choice card program and for veterans and give them a choice. But he hasn't signed on unless he did it today.
Okay,
And so I'm disappointed in that.
Yeah, and that's sad, and something like that, I would have no problem signing on to co-sponsoring, because like we talked inside, earlier, seemed like every budget cut, that's made comes on the back of our veterans. And, we talked about earlier, when they sign up, they know they have these benefits, and then after they've served their country, or while they're serving their country, the benefits are reduced, benefits are cut out. Actually, this last raise they gave, I think it's either 1 or 1.3% to our serving military. And I don't know if y'all aware or not, but it's the law by Congress that whatever the national average wage growth is, there's a name for that, is what the military is supposed to get. And that wage growth was 2.3%. So by law, our congressmen should have gave the military a 2.3%. And the only time, I think there's 2 reasons why the only time they could not do that is if we was having a national crisis, or the economy was really tanking. And right now, our economy's not great, but it's not tanking, and we're not in a national crisis other than
We are, they just won't say it.
They just won't say it. Our congressmen aren't even obeying their own laws that they've passed.
Well, they increased my medical costs, they increased my copay, my meds, and yet they gave all these bonuses to their staffers up there and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So they had money for that, but they couldn't.
The ones
do the
in
choice.
hospitals where veterans are dying from neglect. And so it's.
How many billions of dollars is it in Denver?
It's
It's
a
a
trillion.
billion. No, it's $1 billion in that VA hospital at Denver, from overruns and all
Yeah, they're not
of
done.
it.
It's not finished.
Yeah, that thing take another day to get it finished.
Yeah.
What is your stand on this immigration thing that we're?
My stand on immigration is, I'm not for amnesty, and I'll tell you why, because it didn't work in 1986. I know Ronald Reagan was president, it did not working. You know, we get the same promises, well, we're gonna allow amnesty, and then we're gonna.
And that's
then we're gonna-
it, he
then we're gonna
said.
close, and then we're gonna close the borders.
Yeah.
And the borders were never closed.
Right.
If they're gonna do anything, we got to close the borders first.
Thank you. No defense.
We have to do anything else. And I tell you what, my idea for the borders is instead of having federal bureaucracy take care of the borders, and we know how wasteful the federal government is, give that money to the border states.
Thank you, that's
Yeah.
it. That's
Give those
the
money to the border states and let them use their resources, build their fences, and leave the federal government out of it. I could go into state rights all day. I'm a big 10th Amendment guy.
Amen.
You know, close down the federal Bureau of Education up there, and let that money come to the states, and let the local communities and the states do what they want to education, because education take care of itself. Because if a community wants economic growth, they have to have some of the best education. And just for the drive of economic growth would make your education, there would be no problem in the communities. And also for the transportation, shut the federal Department of Transportation down, send out money to the states, and let states take care of their road work, and let states negotiate with each other for whether it's new interstates or new highways. You know, for a long time, used to be that, we probably have the Atlanta to Memphis highway built now if they just left it up to the states. I think that pretty much been dropped off the map by now. I've heard anything about it for a long time. But a lot of those things need to come from the federal level back to the state level. Let states run their business and govern their people. Anybody else?
Well, one subject that needs to be broached, and that's, a lot of people are concerned about Jade Helm 15 gonna start up July 15th. And, it's a military exercise, it's gonna be conducted 3 months, you're gonna actually insert military people into civilian populations. Given the radicalism of people from social media right now, I can see the possibility that, you may have certain factions in the United States that will want to adopt Sharia rather than the Constitution. There's a lot. Sharia is the polar opposite from the Constitution. So I can understand at that point that it may be necessary to go in and extract certain groups because at that point they will be an enemy, they will be a threat to the Constitution of the United States, and that's what that oath is to defend the Constitution against all threats to and foreign and domestic. I don't want to see this done to any United States citizen without due process.
Right.
What are your feelings on that?
My feelings are on that is that our government is so big. I've heard a saying, always, never not take advantage of a crisis. And every crisis that comes along, the government takes advantage to grow bigger, and to tax more, and to control more. And that also comes where Second Amendment, we have rights to bear arms to protect ourselves, also from these radical groups that come along. I'm against the militarization or government militarization of our states, of our police forces, of our communities. They're to protect us from foreign dangers. And we just need to give those, what our local governments need. If we ever allow them to come in and do what you're just talking about, once they get in here, they'll never leave. That's why with any government bureaucracy, any government program, any government initiative, once you let them get their foot in the door, it's never coming out. So if we ever give up that freedom and that liberty to police ourselves, or let the government come in and do it for us, because that is the push, and that's one reason I think we're seeing so much all this military hardware given to our police.
Exactly.
Because that's the first step. They're getting ready, to have everybody trained, have the equipment in place, and the government also knows, we may have small arms, we have our rifles and our shotguns and our handguns, but it'd be hard for us to be a match against them with the weaponry that that they have, that the military has now, or that our government has now. And so, yeah, we need to, my philosophy is we need to keep the federal government out of everything and anything that we can. They need to protect us from our foreign enemies, you know, write laws and collect taxes. And that's it. Need to leave the rest to the citizens and to the states.
Amen.
Anybody else? Well, I hope I answered everything to your satisfaction. I hope I give you some confidence in me. Some people say, well, you don't have experience as a politician. And I said, well, I think that's a good thing. And I think, and you know, I owe nobody in Washington, D.C. anything. I don't owe anybody any favors. And I'm not scared to go up there and stand up against anybody or anything that goes against what's right and what's just for America and for the 14th District. And I appreciate y'all letting me come down here today. I'll try to come back again as work allowed. I'm a full-time electrician. Actually, I'm more than full-time right now because there are guys short. So I'm having to squeeze everybody in. And hopefully I can get back down here for the breakfast on the 13th. And meet some more people from Haralson County. But I appreciate y'all inviting me down, having me down, and giving me a chance to talk to you and answer questions. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Y'all heard from it, I think everybody's agreed with it's not what a representative go to Washington and bring back to a district. It's what he can keep Washington from dragging out of the
Right.
district.
That's right.
That's the
right.
main thing.
Thank y'all.